The silence of deep space was broken only by the soft hum of the United Space Alliance cruiser, Endeavour, gliding between distant stars. Commander Kara Voss sat in the bridge, her hands resting lightly on the control panel. Her eyes scanned the endless black, dotted with faint points of light that reminded her how small humanity seemed in the galaxy. But deep down, she knew humans were more than their small size. They were clever, adaptable, and fearless, qualities that had earned them respect and, sometimes, fear in interstellar circles. "Commander, you need to see this," said Lieutenant Ryan Torres, the ship's pilot, leaning over the console. He tapped a sequence of controls, bringing up a series of signals on the display. Among them was a blinking red alert, a signal that did not match any known human or galactic frequencies. Kara frowned. "Where is it coming from?" "Sector 42X, it's unusual. The pattern is structured, almost like a call for help," Ryan replied. Dr. Elias Grant, the ship's xenobiologist, stepped forward. His glasses reflected the lights from the display. "It's not human," he said quietly. "I've seen many signals in my time, but this one, it's intelligent, purposeful, someone wants help." Kara straightened. "Prepare a detailed analysis. We need to know if this is a distress call, and if it's safe to respond." Hours passed as the crew worked. The signal repeated every 30 minutes, and its structure grew clearer. Finally, Dr. Grant spoke. "Commander, it's definitely a SOS, but it's from an alien species. The transmission is urgent. They're asking for immediate assistance. Something catastrophic is happening on their planet." Kara exchanged a glance with Ryan. "How far away is it?" "Too far for an immediate rescue," Ryan admitted. "But we can get there in a few standard days if we push the engines. Faster if we take the emergency slip route." Kara's expression hardened. "Then we do it." "Ready the crew. Set course for the SOS coordinates. This species is asking for help, and we are not known for leaving anyone behind." Dr. Grant nodded. "We may be the first of their kind to arrive. We need to be careful. There could be dangers we can't imagine." As the Endeavour jumped into slipstream, a distant, unseen observer watched the signals with cold interest. Far from the stars humans knew, the Deathworlders intercepted the SOS. These creatures were genetically engineered for survival and aggression. To them, any SOS was not a plea for aid. It was an opportunity. They had no allies, only targets and territory. The Deathworlders' warships were crude in design but devastating in function. Their sensors detected the SOS pattern and immediately decoded its basic meaning. Someone was weak and calling for help. Their sharp minds, designed for efficiency and conquest, saw the opportunity clearly. They would claim the technology and resources for themselves. Back on the Endeavour, Kara reviewed the final preparations. Crew members checked weapons, medical supplies, and navigation systems. This was standard procedure for a first contact mission, but the tension was palpable. Every member of the team knew they were entering the unknown, a world that could be hostile or fragile or both. Dr. Grant approached Kara. "Commander, there's one more thing. The signal contains information about the planet. Environmental hazards, predator locations, even tactical notes. Whoever sent this wanted a capable species to help. I hope we're the ones they meant." Kara smiled faintly. "Humans are always the right species for the job." Her voice carried confidence, but inside, she felt the weight of responsibility. "Keep your eyes open, Doctor. This is going to be different from anything we've faced before." Days passed in the void. The Endeavour glided past asteroid fields and through strange nebulas that cast long, colorful shadows across the hull. The crew took shifts scanning, analyzing, and preparing. The SOS continued, repeating over and over, meant a constant reminder of urgency. Finally, the planet came into view. From orbit, it looked like a dark emerald jewel, partially shrouded by thick clouds. Storms raged across its surface, and lightning flashed in strange patterns. The sensors showed unusual radiation levels, high gravity spikes, and chemical anomalies that made the atmosphere unstable in certain regions. "Not exactly a welcoming party," Ryan muttered. Kara nodded. "We expected something challenging. Prepare the shuttle teams. We land cautiously." Dr. Grant was already scanning the surface. "There are signs of intelligent life. Structures, maybe a city, but they're damaged heavily. And there's movement. Creatures, but I can't identify them yet. They may be in distress or defending themselves." The crew prepared for a careful descent. Kara piloted the shuttle herself, descending through the thick clouds. The shuttle rocked violently as lightning struck nearby, but her hands were steady. They pierced the cloud cover and finally saw the source of the SOS, a shattered city surrounded by twisted alien vegetation. Fires burned in some areas and craters pocked the terrain. "Looks like a battlefield," said Ryan. Dr. Grant's eyes widened, and not a battle human started. Suddenly, sensors picked up movement in the distance. Small figures were running toward a structure at the center of the city. Dr. Grant analyzed the readings. They're intelligent, humanoid but not human. They're trying to escape something. And their speed. It's impressive. They're terrified. Before anyone could react, a loud roar echoed across the city. Massive shapes emerged from the shadows. The first hint of the Deathworlders. Towering, muscular, and terrifying, they moved with precision and aggression. They had arrived earlier than expected, drawn by the SOS, and they interpreted the distress call as a sign of weakness. Kara's jaw tightened. "All right, everyone, stay calm. We don't engage unless necessary. Our mission is to help these people, not start a war." Dr. Grant frowned. "Commander, they're not going to wait. Those creatures, they hunt anything that moves." The shuttle landed in a ruined plaza. Smoke and dust swirled around them. Kara led her team out, scanners active, weapons at the ready. The alien survivors were visible now. Small, thin beings, their skin a pale blue, moving quickly but cautiously. They froze when they saw the humans, uncertain if they were friend or foe. Kara stepped forward, hands raised in a universal gesture of peace. "We are here to help," she said clearly. "We received your signal." The aliens hesitated, then one of them stepped forward. Its voice was musical but urgent. "You are the allies?" Kara nodded. "Yes, but we are not alone." "Who else is here?" The alien's eyes widened in horror. "They and the hunters. They are coming." Before anyone could ask more, the ground trembled. The Deathworlders advanced, their sharp eyes scanning for prey. Their roar was deafening, and even the humans could feel the power in their movements. Kara shouted orders. "Shields up! Form defensive positions. Protect the survivors!" Ryan and the shuttle teams deployed energy barriers, while Dr. Grant helped guide the aliens to safer cover. The humans were outnumbered and outgunned, but they had one advantage: strategy and creativity. Kara's mind raced. Every decision had to save lives while keeping the aliens alive. The first wave of Deathworlders reached the plaza. Their movements were fast, coordinated, and deadly. But Kara anticipated them. Using the environment, debris, and quick thinking, the humans managed to block their approach. Laser nets, smoke screens, and well-placed energy pulses slowed the attackers. For the first time, the aliens looked at humans differently. They were clever, fearless, and unexpected. And in that moment, Dr. Grant realized something important. The SOS was meant for species like humans, capable of problem-solving, creativity, and courage. But the Deathworlders were relentless. The humans could only delay them, not stop them completely. Kara knew this was just the beginning. Whatever was coming, the SOS had drawn the wrong attention, and now humanity's ingenuity would be tested against a predator unlike any they had faced before. The battle was only starting. The humans and the alien survivors moved cautiously through the ruined city. Smoke curled from broken buildings, and the smell of burnt metal and strange plants filled the air. Commander Kara Voss led the team, her eyes scanning every shadow. The SOS signal had brought them here, but now the situation was far more dangerous than anyone had expected. Dr. Elias Grant stayed close to the alien group. He had begun to study their features more carefully. Their pale blue skin glimmered faintly under the dim sunlight, and their thin, elongated limbs moved with surprising speed. They were small, fragile-looking creatures, yet their movements suggested intelligence and resourcefulness. "This way," one of the aliens said nervously. Its voice was musical, carrying the urgency of their plight. "Safe place. Underground. Follow quickly." The humans followed, cautious of the open spaces. Lieutenant Ryan Torres flew a drone above to scout the area. The small device hovered silently, sending back images of craters, fallen towers, and strange wildlife that seemed designed for survival in harsh conditions. But something else moved in the shadows. The Deathworlders. "They're here," Ryan said quietly. "I can see them moving through the ruins. Too fast, too coordinated. They're hunting." Kara's jaw tightened. "We protect the aliens. We don't fight unless necessary. Remember, our mission is rescue, not combat." Dr. Grant whispered, "Commander, we may not have a choice. Those Deathworlders, they are like nothing we've faced before. Their strength, speed, and instincts, it's terrifying." Kara nodded but did not show fear. "Then we adapt. That is what humans do best." The group reached a half-destroyed building. Its walls were cracked, but it offered cover and a narrow entrance to the underground tunnels beneath the city. The aliens led them carefully, stepping over broken metal and scorched earth. Once inside, the humans could finally breathe a little easier. The tunnels were dimly lit, illuminated by bioluminescent plants that grew along the walls. The air was cooler and cleaner than outside, though faint tremors hinted at the unstable ground above. "This is better," said Dr. Grant. "We can rest and plan our next move." Kara studied the group. "We need to know what we're dealing with. What attacked this city? Why did the SOS send us?" One of the aliens, who appeared older and wiser, spoke. "Our world changed. Creatures came from the sky. We could not fight. We sent signal, hoping allies will come, but others heard it too." Dr. Grant frowned. "Others who?" The alien shivered. "Hunters. Deathworlders. Strong. Clever. Kill everything." Kara's mind raced. "They intercepted the SOS. That explains their appearance. We need to protect the survivors and stop them from using the SOS for their advantage." Ryan checked the drone feeds. "Commander, more of them are moving through the tunnels above us. If they find this place, it could be disastrous." Kara turned to the alien survivors. "We need your help. Show us safe routes, hidden paths. Together we can stay one step ahead." The aliens nodded, their trust growing. It was a small victory, but an important one. They had allies now. And for humans, alliance and strategy were more powerful than brute strength alone. Dr. Grant began studying the local environment. The SOS had included basic planetary data, but up close the reality was more complex. Radiation spikes in certain areas, unpredictable weather storms, and highly aggressive local wildlife made the planet deadly. Yet humans adapted. They modified sensors to detect safe zones, created portable barriers, and reinforced their shuttles to withstand sudden attacks. Hours passed. The humans and aliens moved carefully, avoiding open areas. Occasionally, the Deathworlders appeared in the distance, their glowing eyes scanning for prey. The humans watched them with caution, using their ingenuity to avoid direct contact. Kara realized that raw strength would not defeat these predators. Strategy, speed, and unpredictability were their greatest weapons. Dr. Grant worked on the SOS signal. "Commander, the original message contains encrypted information about the planet's environment, possible weak points, and even defensive measures. If the Deathworlders access it, they could use it to trap us or the aliens." Kara's expression hardened. "Then we must move fast. Protect the aliens, gather the information, and make sure it stays out of the wrong hands." They reached a natural cave system outside the city. Here the aliens felt safer. The tunnels were winding, but deep enough to hide them from aerial scans. The humans set up temporary shelters, energy shields, and observation posts. From here they could plan their next move. Find the source of the SOS and secure the technology before the Deathworlders could exploit it. Dr. Grant examined the alien technology. It was advanced, far beyond human systems in some ways, yet strangely intuitive. "Commander, this tech is designed to be used by a species with intelligence and creativity. Problem solvers. That's why they sent the SOS. They needed someone like us. And I think we can help them." Kara nodded. "Then we do exactly that. But first we need to know the enemy." The next morning, the humans and aliens ventured cautiously toward a partially destroyed control facility. From the map, it seemed this building had once managed planetary communications. The SOS had originated here. If they could secure it, they could prevent the Deathworlders from exploiting it further. Rian's drone scouted ahead. "Commander," multiple Deathworlders. "They're moving in coordinated groups. They know something is here." Kara sighed. "Then we need to be smarter than them. We'll use the terrain. Set traps, move in smaller teams. Surprise is our best weapon." The first encounter came sooner than expected. A Deathworlder squad entered the tunnels near the cave. The humans and aliens held their positions. Kara signaled silently. Using portable energy barriers, they funneled the Deathworlders into a narrow passage. The attackers were strong and fast, but confined space reduced their advantage. The humans used smoke grenades and sonic pulses to disorient the Deathworlders. Dr. Grant guided the aliens to safer areas while Ryan deployed drones to distract and confuse the attackers. The Deathworlders roared in frustration, their speed and strength countered by human ingenuity. Kara watched closely, heart pounding. Even in the face of overwhelming power, humans adapted. They anticipated, calculated, and acted as a unit. Slowly they drove the attackers back, not by strength alone but by clever tactics and coordination. After the encounter, Kara turned to the group. This is only the beginning. They'll come again, stronger. But today we showed them humans are not easy prey. The aliens stared in awe. You different. Strong mind, not just body. Dr. Grant smiled. That's humanity. We survive by thinking, by adapting, by working together. Kara nodded, and will continue to do so. We need to reach the control facility, secure the SOS, and protect your people. Every step must be planned. Every move matters. As night fell, the group rested in the cave. The bioluminescent walls gave a soft glow, and for the first time the alien survivors seemed calm, yet the humans knew the danger was far from over. The Deathworlders would return, drawn by the promise of power and the opportunity the SOS represented. But humanity had an advantage the Deathworlders could never predict. Cleverness, courage, and the ability to turn the odds in their favor. Tomorrow, they would move again, toward the facility, toward answers, and toward a confrontation that would test the limits of human ingenuity and alliance. And the SOS, meant for allies, had chosen well. The next morning the cave was quiet, but the tension in the air was thick. Commander Kara Voss stood at the entrance, watching the alien survivors move carefully among the tunnels. Every sound, the dripping of water, the distant hum of machinery, the scuttle of small creatures, kept her alert. Dr. Elias Grant adjusted his scanner. Commander, I've been analyzing the environment and the Deathworlders' patterns. They are fast, strong, and highly intelligent, but they are predictable in certain ways. If we use strategy, we can slow them, confuse them, and protect the aliens. Kara nodded. That's what humans do best when we adapt. Let's see how clever we can be. Rian Torres rolled a small drone onto the ground. I'll scout ahead. We can't afford surprises. The group moved through the tunnels toward the partially destroyed control facility. Outside, the planet's surface seemed calmer at first glance, but Kara knew better. Lightning flashed in the distance, and the twisted plants swayed unnaturally. Sensors picked up vibrations beneath the ground, signs that the Deathworlders were already tracking their movement. This is it, one of the alien survivors whispered. Control. Facility, SOS, came from here. Kara examined the facility from a safe distance. It was large, half buried in the planet's rocky terrain. Craters and twisted metal surrounded it. The building had once been a hub of communication, but now it looked more like a fortress. Dr. Grant tapped his tablet. The Deathworlders will recognize the same thing. They'll see this facility as a source of power. If they take it, they can use the SOS and our arrival against us. Kara's mind raced. Then we don't let them reach it first. Ryan, set up observation drones. Track every movement. Dr. Grant, see if we can use the environment against them. The planet itself can be our ally. Rian launched several drones into the sky. They moved quickly, sending live images back to the team. Shadows shifted in the ruins around the facility. The Deathworlders were moving in groups, carefully coordinating, likely observing the humans even now. They're circling, Ryan said. They know we're here. They're trying to find the best approach. Kara's lips pressed into a thin line. Then we use misdirection. We split into small teams. We'll make them chase shadows while we move toward the facility. Humans are clever. They rely on thinking, not just strength. Dr. Grant examined a nearby canyon. The terrain is unstable. We could create obstacles that slow them down. Falling rocks, narrow passages, sudden gaps. It will buy us time. Do it, Kara ordered. Every delay counts. The humans and aliens split into teams. Kara led the first group, moving carefully through a series of tunnels that led around the canyon. Ryan controlled drones to project false images, making it appear as though humans were in places they were not. Dr. Grant and the aliens prepared small environmental traps, loosened rocks, triggered collapses and smoke vents. Hours passed. The Deathworlders reacted exactly as predicted. They moved toward the distractions, forcing them into narrow paths and areas where the humans could control the flow. Though the Deathworlders were powerful, the humans' strategy minimized risk to the alien survivors. One sudden clash occurred near a rocky ridge. A small group of Deathworlders charged forward, expecting easy prey. But the humans had anticipated this. Energy nets deployed, rocks tumbled from above, and smoke obscured vision. The attackers roared in confusion, retreating quickly. The aliens watched in awe. "They clever," one whispered. "Not just fight. Think." Dr. Grant smiled. "Exactly. That's why humans were chosen. Strength alone would not have helped. Our minds, our ability to plan and adapt, that is our real power." Kara gave quick hand signals, coordinating the group. Each action was precise, each movement calculated. The Deathworlders were fast, but the humans had foresight. They turned the terrain into an advantage, using the planet itself as a weapon without harming the fragile environment the aliens depended on. By evening, the humans and aliens reached a safer vantage point near the control facility. From here, they could see the building more clearly. Panels and antennas were damaged, but the core still glowed faintly with energy. Dr. Grant examined his tablet. "Commander, if we can reach the core, we can secure the SOS system. It will prevent the Deathworlders from using it and allow us to contact our fleet for backup." Kara nodded. "Then that's our goal. Small teams, careful approach. The Deathworlders are strong, but they do not think like humans. We'll use that to our advantage." Rian zoomed in with his drone camera. Shadows moved near the facility. Large, muscular forms, clearly Deathworlders, patrolling. "Commander, they're waiting for us. They know the facility is valuable." Kara studied the image. "Good. That means we have them where we want. We'll use their strength against them. Watch and learn, everyone. Humans survive by adapting." As the night deepened, they moved silently through a narrow ridge that led to a secondary entrance of the facility. Dr. Grant guided the alien survivors carefully, while Ryan's drones projected faint lights and sounds on the other side of the canyon to draw the Deathworlders away. The plan worked. The Deathworlders, unable to resist a clear target, moved toward the distraction, leaving the humans with a narrow window of opportunity. Kara led the team through the entrance and into the control facility. Dust and debris filled the air, and the hum of energy from the damaged core echoed through the halls. Dr. Grant scanned the panels. "It's still operational, but fragile. We must be careful. Any wrong move and the system could fail." Kara set up portable shields and energy barriers to protect against sudden attacks. "Everyone stay alert. We're not alone. The Deathworlders may return at any moment." Hours passed as they worked to stabilize the SOS system. Dr. Grant's knowledge of alien technology and human adaptability combined perfectly. He recalibrated energy flows, restored communications, and encrypted the signal to prevent unauthorized access. Finally, the system stabilized. The SOS was secured. Humans could now contact their fleet, and the alien survivors had a safe way to send messages. Kara breathed a sigh of relief. Dr. Grant smiled. "We did it. The Deathworlders won't be able to hijack the SOS now." Kara nodded. "Good, but this is only one step. They'll regroup. They'll come again. But we have shown them one thing. Humans are clever, adaptable, and not to be underestimated." From the shadows of the facility, faint roars echoed. The Deathworlders had realized the humans' strategy, but too late. The humans had already gained the upper hand, and more importantly, they had earned the trust of the alien survivors. The aliens gathered around Kara. One of the older survivors spoke. "Humans different. Strong mind, heart, you allies." Kara smiled faintly. "We protect, we think, we adapt. That is humanity, and together we will keep your people safe." Dr. Grant added, "This planet is dangerous, but humans turn danger into opportunity. That is why we are here, and not just as allies, but as problem solvers. That is what the SOS wanted, and now we have proven ourselves worthy." Night settled over the planet. The facility glowed faintly, a beacon of hope amidst the ruins. Outside, the Deathworlders prowled, frustrated and cautious, learning that brute strength alone would not win against humans. Kara watched the horizon. This is only the beginning. But humans have an advantage that no Deathworlder can match: intelligence, courage, and the ability to think ahead. They may be strong, but we are clever. That will make the difference. And with that thought, the humans prepared for the next phase: deeper exploration, more strategy, and the inevitable confrontation that would determine the fate of the SOS, the alien survivors, and the planet itself. Dawn broke over the scarred landscape of the alien city, painting the skies in shades of crimson and orange. Commander Kara Voss stood atop a rocky ridge overlooking the partially destroyed control facility. The humans had secured the SOS system, but the Deathworlders were still out there, waiting, planning, and watching. Dr. Elias Grant adjusted his scanner beside her. "Commander, the Deathworlders are regrouping. They're learning from their mistakes. They'll try to anticipate our moves next." Kara nodded, her eyes scanning the horizon. "Then we have to stay ahead. Strategy is our advantage. Strength alone won't win this. Humans adapt, humans improvise, humans survive. That is how we turn the tide." Lieutenant Rian Torres, hovering nearby with a small drone, chimed in. "I've scouted the area. There's a secondary facility and a power hub that controls energy flow for this sector. If the Deathworlders gain it, they could overpower our defenses and the SOS system. We can't let that happen." Kara's expression hardened. "Then we strike first. Small, fast, precise. We'll take the hub, secure it, and cut off any advantage they might have. It's risky, but it's our best chance." The team gathered with the alien survivors, sharing the plan. The aliens, though fearful, understood. They had already seen human ingenuity in action and trusted their leadership. Dr. Grant whispered to Kara, "Commander, we can use the terrain to our advantage. Narrow canyons, unstable ground, and the hub's older defenses can slow them if they respond too quickly." "Good," Kara replied. "We'll use the environment as a weapon. Let's move." The strike team advanced under the cover of rocky ridges. Ryan's drones projected false images on the far side, drawing the Deathworlders' attention away. The humans moved silently, their every step calculated. The aliens followed, guided by Dr. Grant and a growing sense of trust. As they neared the power hub, the terrain grew more dangerous. Unstable ground, scorched metal, and damaged infrastructure made every step a hazard. But the humans pressed forward, confident in their planning. Suddenly, a Deathworlder patrol emerged from the shadows. Towering, muscular, and armed with natural weapons, they were faster and stronger than any human could withstand in a direct fight. Kara signaled the team. "Hold positions. Wait for the right moment." Dr. Grant triggered a small device near a ledge, sending rocks tumbling down toward the Deathworlders. The creatures roared and stumbled, giving the humans just enough time to slip past. The aliens gasped, impressed by the combination of strategy and precision. Once inside the power hub, the humans quickly assessed the situation. The facility's energy cores were unstable but intact. Dr. Grant began recalibrating the systems while Kara and Ryan set up defensive perimeters. "Commander," Ryan said, "we have movement outside. More Deathworlders. They've realized something is happening." Kara studied the monitors. "Good, that's expected. We're not hiding. We're controlling the battlefield. Let them come. We'll use their strength against them." The Deathworlders attacked in waves, charging the hub with raw power and aggression. But the humans were ready. They had prepared traps, energy nets, rock slides, and narrow choke points that negated the attackers' size and speed. Every move was calculated, every reaction planned. Dr. Grant guided the aliens to operate minor systems, doors, barriers, and lights, creating distractions and advantages that the Deathworlders could not anticipate. Together, humans and aliens acted as a single unit. The first wave of attackers slammed into an energy net. Screeches of frustration echoed as they struggled, slowed by the unexpected resistance. Kara ordered the team to push forward, using the hub's environment to isolate and control each attack. Ryan's drones swooped overhead, dropping small weights and triggering alarms that created chaos among the Deathworlders. They were strong, but their aggression made them predictable. Humans exploited this, turning every charge into an opportunity for strategy. Hours passed in tense combat. The humans moved tirelessly, protecting the alien survivors and maintaining control of the facility. The Deathworlders, frustrated and confused, began to withdraw, realizing that brute force alone could not overcome this opposition. Dr. Grant finally stabilized the energy cores. "Commander, the hub is secure. We now have control over this sector's energy flow. Any attempt by the Deathworlders to overpower us will fail." Kara allowed herself a small smile. "Good work. This gives us breathing room and sets the stage for the next phase. But we must remain vigilant. They will not give up easily." The alien survivors, witnessing the humans' cleverness and courage, spoke among themselves in hushed tones. Humans? Different. Not only fight but think. and protect, Kara approached them. You saw how we acted. Humans survive not by strength alone, but by thinking, planning, and working together. That is why we are here, to help, to protect, and to adapt to challenges. One of the older aliens stepped forward. We, grateful, SOS, chose right, humans, worthy allies, Dr. Grant nodded. And together we can do more. This planet is dangerous, but humans turn danger into opportunity. That is what you wanted when you sent the SOS, help from species capable of thinking and acting. Night fell again, but this time there was a sense of hope. The power hub glowed softly, a symbol of human ingenuity and cooperation with the alien survivors. The Deathworlders prowled outside, learning that their raw power was not enough. The humans had turned the planet itself into a weapon, using strategy, traps, and environmental control to shift the balance. Kara reviewed the situation. We have gained control, secured the SOS, and earned the trust of these aliens. But the Deathworlders are still out there. They will return stronger and more determined. We must prepare for their next move. Dr. Grant examined his devices. Commander, I have an idea. If we can modify some of the planet's natural hazards, unstable terrain, chemical vents, and sudden drops, we can create zones that are dangerous for the Deathworlders, but safe for us and the aliens. It will force them to retreat or risk severe injury. Kara's eyes lit up. Good thinking. Let's turn their advantage into a weakness. Humans have always adapted to survive. Now we use the planet itself to protect our allies. The team worked through the night, carefully setting up traps, reinforcing barriers, and positioning the alien survivors in safe zones. Ryan deployed drones to monitor movement, ensuring the humans had complete awareness of the battlefield. By dawn, the stage was set. The Deathworlders approached once more, confident in their power and speed. But the humans were ready. Every step they took led into careful planning. Every attack met with strategy and every movement anticipated. The Deathworlders charged, expecting chaos and fear. Instead, they found controlled resistance. Energy nets blocked their paths, rock slides forced them into narrow passages, and hidden traps slowed their advance. Humans and aliens coordinated seamlessly, creating a wall of ingenuity and courage. Hours of conflict passed, and slowly, the Deathworlders began to withdraw. They realized brute strength alone could not overcome the humans' cleverness. Each failed attack was a lesson, but the humans had already learned and adapted faster than the attackers could. Kara allowed herself a brief smile. We did it. They've retreated, for now, but more importantly, we've shown that humans are not easily defeated. Strategy, ingenuity, and courage win where strength alone fails. The alien survivors gathered around, eyes wide with admiration. Humans, clever, strong, brave, protect our people, our world. Dr. Grant placed a hand on one of the alien's shoulders. We are allies now. The SOS chose correctly. Humans survive and adapt. That is why we are here. Not just to fight, but to think, protect, and solve problems together. Kara looked out over the ruined landscape. The power hub glowed softly, a beacon of hope. Outside, the Deathworlders regrouped, wary and cautious. But humans had gained the upper hand not through raw strength, but through intelligence, planning, and teamwork. The battle was far from over, but the tide had turned. Humanity had proven its worth. The SOS had chosen well, and the alien survivors now had a reason to hope. Tomorrow would bring new challenges, but for now, the humans had won a victory that was not measured by destruction, but by ingenuity, courage, and the ability to protect those who could not protect themselves. And in the heart of the ruined planet, a new alliance was born, humans and aliens, facing a deadly predator together, and showing that strategy, unity, and intelligence could triumph over even the most fearsome opponent. The alien city lay in uneasy quiet as dawn broke over the horizon. The humans had secured the control facility and the power hub. For the first time, Commander Kara Voss allowed herself a moment to breathe. Yet she knew the danger was far from over. The Deathworlders had retreated temporarily, but they would return, stronger and more cunning. Dr. Elias Grant was at her side, scanning the perimeter with his portable device. Commander, the Deathworlders are regrouping. They've learned from the last attack. They'll likely attempt a final strike, perhaps using the terrain to their advantage. Kara's jaw tightened. Then we make sure they have no advantage left. Humans survive not because we are the strongest, but because we think, adapt, and work together. Today we finish what we started. Lieutenant Ryan Torres checked the drones. I've mapped the surrounding terrain. There are narrow canyons, unstable cliffs, and chemical vents we can use to control the battlefield. If we position ourselves carefully, we can force them into traps of our own design. Kara smiled faintly. Good. Let's get to work. The humans and alien survivors prepared for the coming confrontation. Energy barriers were strengthened, traps carefully set, and defensive positions strategically chosen. The aliens, inspired by humanity's ingenuity and courage, volunteered to help, guiding the humans through hidden passages and showing secret vantage points. Dr. Grant studied the SOS system one last time. Commander, once we secure this final defense, the SOS cannot be misused. We can finally ensure it serves its purpose, calling allies, not enemies. Kara nodded. Then let's make sure everyone gets out alive. Humans and aliens together. From the distant horizon, the first Deathworlders appeared, moving swiftly, their glowing eyes scanning the ruins. They roared in frustration, angered by the humans' cleverness and the failure of their previous attempts. They were larger, stronger, and more determined than ever. But Kara had a plan. Remember, she said, addressing her team and the alien survivors, they may be powerful, but their strength is predictable. We are not just fighting. We are controlling the battlefield. Every move counts. Protect the aliens, protect the SOS, and force them to play by our rules. The first wave of Deathworlders entered the canyon system near the city. The humans waited silently, hidden behind energy barriers and natural cover. Kara signaled, and the traps were triggered. Narrow cliffs released controlled rock slides, blocking their path. Chemical vents created smoke and noise, confusing the attackers. Every Deathworlder that advanced was slowed, funneled, or distracted. Dr. Grant guided the aliens in operating minor systems. Lights flashed, doors closed, and drones swooped overhead. The Deathworlders, powerful but aggressive, struggled to adapt. Humans, by contrast, anticipated every attack. Kara led a small team through a narrow ridge, outflanking the attackers and striking from unexpected angles. Laser nets and energy pulses incapacitated several of the creatures without causing permanent harm. Every move was precise, careful, and calculated. Hours passed in tense combat. The Deathworlders pressed forward relentlessly, but the human strategy forced them into disadvantages at every turn. One by one, their attacks failed, and their coordination began to break. Dr. Grant, monitoring the energy core of the power hub, noticed something important. Commander, if we redirect energy through the defensive systems, we can create a controlled field that will make it impossible for the Deathworlders to advance further without risk of injury. Kara acted immediately. Do it. Let's give them one more lesson in human ingenuity. The energy field activated. It created zones of resistance and barriers that forced the Deathworlders into confined areas, where their strength became a disadvantage. One by one, the creatures were pushed back, unable to advance against the carefully orchestrated defenses. The alien survivors watched in amazement. Humans, clever. Control. Even powerful enemies cannot pass, one whispered. Lucky. You came. Kara turned to them. You trusted us, and together we protected your people and your world. That is what the SOS was meant for. Allies who could think, act, and adapt. Even as the last Deathworlders retreated, the humans remained vigilant. They could not afford complacency. The SOS system was secure, the power hub stable, and the aliens protected. Humanity had earned respect not just from the aliens, but from the battlefield itself. Dr. Grant approached Kara. Commander, the SOS can now send messages only to chosen allies. The Deathworlders cannot misuse it again. Your leadership and planning ensured that. Kara nodded. Good, but remember, it's not about technology alone. It's about humans, our ability to think, adapt, and survive. That is what makes the difference. The aliens gathered, their expressions a mix of relief and admiration. Humans, brave, clever, grateful. SOS chose wisely. Kara smiled faintly. We protect, we think, and we adapt. That is humanity. And together, we face challenges stronger than any single being. Ryan Torres surveyed the area with his drone. The Deathworlders are gone for now, but they will remember this defeat. They will not underestimate humans again. Then we will be ready, Kara replied. Humanity survives because we anticipate, adapt, and act. Strength alone is never enough. Intelligence, strategy, and courage are what win wars. As the sun rose, the city seemed less damaged, less hopeless. The aliens began repairing what they could, inspired by human resilience. Children peeked from shelters, watching the humans and aliens work together, learning that bravery and cleverness could overcome even the most fearsome threat. Dr. Grant looked at the horizon. Commander, the Deathworlders may return eventually, but they now understand something important. Humans are not easy prey. They are clever, unpredictable, and capable of using every resource and even the environment to their advantage. Kara nodded. Exactly. That is humanity's greatest strength, and that is why we were chosen by the SOS. Not because we are the strongest, but because we think, we adapt, and we protect those who cannot protect themselves. The alien survivors approached the humans, offering simple gifts, tools, energy crystals, and tokens of gratitude. Their actions were small but meaningful. They recognized that humans were not just fighters but problem solvers, protectors, and allies. Kara turned to her crew. We did more than survive. We earned respect. Humanity's ingenuity and courage have proven themselves once again. This is what the SOS intended, and this is what humans always deliver. Dr. Grant smiled. Commander, the alien survivors now see humans as worthy allies. Our reputation has grown, not through conquest, but through intelligence, courage, and teamwork. Kara looked at the glowing control facility. We leave this planet stronger than we found it. The SOS will continue to function, and the aliens now have hope. And more importantly, humans have shown that even against the deadliest creatures, creativity and courage triumph. The humans prepared to leave the planet, their mission complete. The alien survivors waved, their expressions full of gratitude and admiration. Kara knew this would be remembered across the stars. The SOS had brought the right species, and humanity had delivered exactly what was needed. Ryan piloted the shuttle as the Endeavor lifted off, leaving the alien world behind. From orbit, the planet looked peaceful once more, though scars of conflict remained. The Deathworlders had learned a lesson. Humans were clever, adaptable, and unpredictable, and the galaxy would hear of it. Dr. Grant sighed with satisfaction. Commander, we've done more than rescue. We've proven humanity's value, not just in strength, but in thought and action. That is what HFY is all about. Kara leaned back in her seat. Exactly, and we'll continue to prove it wherever the galaxy needs help. Today, humans earned respect. Tomorrow, who knows what new challenges await? As the Endeavor jumped into slipstream, leaving the planet behind, the SOS signal continued its work. Now safely secure, calling only for allies. Humanity had responded not with mere force, but with intelligence, courage, and unwavering determination. And somewhere on that scarred, distant world, the alien survivors whispered a simple truth. Humans, worthy allies, strong in mind and heart, SOS, chose wisely. The galaxy was vast, full of dangers and mysteries, but humanity, as always, would rise to meet them, clever, resilient, and united. The story of this battle of survival against overwhelming odds would be remembered as one of the first true proofs that humans were more than mere creatures of Earth. They were thinkers, protectors, and a force to be reckoned with, and the legend of human ingenuity, born from necessity and courage, spread across the stars.